been having quite a few questions on the channel about the jab, and I've had a lot of people ask for a tutorial, sort of a breakdown of that punch, so I'm here to do that for you today. I'm Alan Branch, welcome back to the channel. You guys, it's been a month since this channel kicked off, and we've had an awesome group of guys and girls that are interested in martial arts and fighting that have joined in and offered some incredible commentary, some good insights. I love it. So anything that you can think of that you need, we're here to help the best that we can. So I'm gonna go over the way that Joe Lewis taught this jab to me, with a few tips from David Dice as well on developing the jab. And we're gonna start with the stance. So hopefully you've watched some of the videos, or you already have a basic fighting stance. We like sort of an orthodox kickboxing type stance is what I have most of the time. We'll point the toe a little closer at the target than some kickboxers will. Feet are shoulder and half width apart. Weight is 50-50 with maybe 10% more on the balls of the feet than on the heels, so it's just slightly shifted forward. And of course on balance, elbows tucked, we have 4 points of contact all the time. So when I'm in my stance, the points of contact are hands on the cheekbones, elbows on the ribs. That's the 4 points of contact. When any punch goes out, the 4 points of contact are knuckles, inside the shoulder on the chin, right other hand up, other elbow tucked. So 4 points of contact. That's going to apply to the jab and pretty much any other punch. So on the jab, let's get started like this. So you're going to get the stance and you've got your 4 points. I do, of course, understand that a lot of styles will drift the left hand out further. We like that as well, but I like for people to understand what the points of contact are first. Like, if I have to shell, I need to know how to get in here. Elbows touching, hands touching. When you're slightly further away, like in jabbing distance, the lead hand can drift off of the chin. It's very easy to pull it back in to a quick guard. When you throw the punch, we want the hand and the elbow to be what moves. So the weapon moves first, but the elbow pushes the fist up to the target. So that's a tricep, chest, shoulders on the extension of the arm. The elbow rises, the hand goes out, and then you rotate and snap through on the end of the punch. So on the jab, to prevent telegraphing the punch, which is probably the biggest problem that most guys have, they'll dip it right before they throw it. They'll lean maybe right before they throw it. They'll pull it back before you throw it. And as if you'll hear David say on our channel, you don't pull back before you go out. Just like on an uppercut, you don't go down before you go up. You go hand straight to the target. So if you're practicing it, you go here. From the stance, elbow rises, arm extends. At 3/4 extension, you turn it over so that on impact, you have 4 points of contact. What are the 4 points? Fist is on the target, inside the shoulders on the chin, right hand's up touching the cheekbone, right hand's tucked into the body. Pull it back. Okay, so the initial move, chest, shoulders, triceps, extension of the arm, rotation, make contact, lats, pull it back into guard. So it's out, it's back. So when you're throwing that punch, you practice it until you understand which muscles are being used in the movements, and then you extend, retract, and pull it back. So hand first, elbow rises, and then on the end of it, you pull it back to guard. Now, the footwork for the jab, as we continue with this, is part of what we call the 4-inch rule. So the 4-inch rule does not literally mean only 4 inches. It means that typically your steps are going to be smaller, and if you're going to take a 4-inch step with the front foot, you need to take a 4-inch step with the back foot. So if I'm in a stance and I go forward with a jab, I want to move the front foot 3 to 5 inches or so. The back foot needs to match it, or the stance will no longer be solid. So if it's good, I take a little step with my front foot, but then I drag my rear one up, then I'm off balance. Now, I know that you guys, if you're following fight channels, you're seeing a lot of different guys who get very creative with their footwork drills. And they're doing some things that aren't the actual application, like they're doing agility ladders and they're stepping over their feet and doing things that look really cute on camera, but they're just not realistic. If you're, Floyd Mayweather, you can get away with some of that stuff, but in the beginning, you really need a solid foundation, which means each punch has a 4-inch step. If I'm going forward, the front foot goes first. If I'm going left, the left foot goes first. If I'm going right, the right foot goes first. If I'm going back, the back foot goes first. So how does that relate to the jab? Just like this. So good stance. I'm going to throw a single jab. I'm going to take a step forward with the front foot. Then I'm going to bring the rear foot up 4 inches as the hand retracts. So the entry of the jab is controlled by the distance of the step. So how far can I get in with that punch is going to be determined by the steps. The steps are important because you can only punch from 2 places. You can punch from position, standing still, which would be like the bag is here, and I'm just ripping the bag, it's not moving. Or you can punch from motion, which means whatever the target is, the opponent is moving. So you can't stand still and punch, you have to pursue. To pursue the target requires footwork. The footwork comes behind the jab. 4-inch step, left foot steps, rear foot comes up. Left foot steps, rear foot comes up. If I go back, just clear back, same direction. This is the beginner phase, okay? 1, 2, back and back. So the thing to practice if you want to start developing a jab are those things. And if you can get that part down, and then we can add a lot of different drills to the jab to make it refine it and make it even better. But your basics are built off of that. So good stance, good foundation stance, good hand position, hand moves first, elbow rises up, punch turns over. Learn to snap it, learn to retract it, pull it back. As soon as you get that down, you start with the step and jab, make sure you bring the back foot up. Step and jab, bring the back foot up. End of each jab, you've got a split second where you've got 4 points of contact. The end of the punch, chin is covered inside the shoulder, right hand's up tucked on your cheekbone, right elbow's in. And there's your jab. Have I got any questions on this right now? Okay, so if you have questions on this, guys, put it in the comments down below. We spent a lot of time with Joe Lewis honing and refining and developing this jab for boxing and for kickboxing. And I think it'll really benefit you if you follow the ideas and start kind of putting them into work. So with the jab, those are the things to get. Now, once you've got that down, so if you're a little more advanced and you already said, okay, I got all that, I understand it. Then at a certain point, you will begin to develop your style, right? So you learn it from this uptight, orthodox position. And then, of course, you'll see people who will drift, like one hand up, one hand down. They'll start some different head movement. The hand isn't always in this exact place. If they're kicking, sometimes they'll swing that hand. But you need to learn the basics from this foundation. This foundation of knowing where do my hands go, where do my elbows go, where do my feet go, how do I match my hands and my feet, how do I clear out, then you can start looking at some of those other things. Now, I want to add one more thing in to this video, and I'll cover it more later. But this is the key to head movement after the jab. So what you want to do is you fire, then you cover, and then you move. Either your hands, your head, or your feet. So either your hands are moving, your head's moving, or your feet are moving. So we call that fire cover maneuver. You fire, you're covered, and then you start to move. You fire whenever the combo is, you're covered, and then you start to move. So the head movement is hard for a lot of people. Footwork is easy. You get the steps down, you can relocate your position. But moving the head is harder, and we'll show you a trick to developing head movement that you've probably never heard. So what we're going to do is pretend there's a magic marker pointed out of your forehead, right? So if you're looking at a whiteboard and you've got a magic marker stuck on your forehead, all I want you to do is take the magic marker and first just draw a line side to side about 6 to 8 inches on the whiteboard. So you're in a fighting stance, imaginary marker, board, you draw a little line side to side on the board, okay? Then you draw a vertical line, straight up and down. So you've moved side to side, you've moved up and down. Then you take the same marker and you draw a U. So upside down, you make this little circling motion. Imaginary marker, drawing a U. So we've already got a zigzag, an up and down, and a U motion. Once you get those down, you can start to go and just draw with the marker. So like a Z-type pattern, a V-type pattern, upside down V, you just start to draw with the head. And once you start doing that, pretty soon you'll develop a rhythm of how to move your head. To put these two together, then you could practice by going maybe jab, double jab, cover, move your head, step back. Double jab, you're covered, work on the head movement, angle step out. Jab, cover, move, clear. And that's how you get started with that. So guys, it's the first live that we've done in the Glove Up channel, so hopefully all of this works correctly and you're able to see it and benefit from it. We'll get this uploaded later if you're catching this video at a later point. This is just our basics on the masterclass of the jab and then a little bit of head movement put in. So appreciate you guys' comments. Glad to have you on the channel. Please comment as long as you're relatively nice with your comments. You're good. Mind your manners because there's other people on the page. But anything you want to say, if you disagree, not going to hurt my feelings. I'd love to hear it and get your feedback. Tell me if the content is benefiting you. And it's great to have you on the channel. See you next time.